I saw this dot. No, this thing moved. You can tell that it just zoomed straight out into space. I told my sister, I was like, look at that. Apparently as a kid, I was scared of what I was seeing in the sky. Hey Stylers, welcome back to the mothership. Today we have a storytime video, which I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely obsessed with storytime videos. They're very easy to watch, but they're still very consuming and interesting. I watch them almost every day because they're just, I don't know, I like to run them in the background, just kind of listen to people's stories. It's very interesting. Today's video is a collaboration with Jessie V, who is my favorite storyteller. She is very down to earth, but still very entertaining. I don't know, I just like the way she tells stories. She's very talented at what she does. You guys check out her channel. I'm pretty sure you will get just as hooked as I am. For today's collaboration, she's going to tell you guys a story of the time when she encountered a ghost in her old workplace. So check that out. I love paranormal story times. They're so interesting. I watch them every day before bed. Probably not a good idea, but that's okay. If you are watching this at nighttime, give this video a thumbs up so we can see how brave all of you guys are. You guys know that we have a little tradition here on this channel, and that is to drink a hot beverage while we tell stories. So grab yourself a hot drink and let's get started. The first story takes place when I was in 5th grade, so this means I was 10 or 11 years old. It was summertime and it was, I think, like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. My dad woke me from my sleep and he told me to look at a light that he saw in the sky. So I jumped up onto the bed and I looked out the window, and he told me to look at this one little dot that was in the sky. And I looked at it and I was like, Dad, that's just a star, you know, it just looked like a little star. And he was like, no, just keep looking at it, it's actually moving. So I kept staring at it and I was very, skeptical about it. But then it really did move, and for a second I thought to myself, whoa, my eyes must be playing tricks on me or something. But no, this thing moved. Like, it made some crazy movements. If you guys have read into or watched a lot of documentaries about UFOs, they refer to it as butterfly movements. Like, it doesn't go in just one direction, it goes like to the side, up, down, just like really weird, like a butterfly. My dad actually told my neighbor to go out and look at it as well, and she did. Then my dad, my mom, and I got together and we went downstairs outside of the apartment to look at it from the ground up, like first point of view. My dad at the time took 2 professional cameras with him and 2 films worth of available space so he could take a ton of photos. He did just that. He took a ton of photos of this craft. He took photos from multiple angles. Honestly, I don't even remember that this happened, and only recently when I talked to my parents did I find out about that. The only thing that I remember in my memory from when I was a kid is that my mom was taking, she was filming as well, like she was filming with a camcorder, and that's the footage that I have to show you guys. So before I show you this footage, I should probably describe what you're going to see, just at least a little bit. So what happened was my mom took a video with her camcorder, and as a kid, what I did was I took one of my own cameras and I filmed the viewfinder on her camera. So that's why you'll see this weird videoception thing going on. Now, some of the movements in the footage are a result of my mom's hand movements and like her shakiness, and other movements are actually the movements of the craft. So I'll try to kind of point out the spots where I remember where the actual craft movements. What I want you guys to pay attention to is how this thing disappears. It's pretty chilling. So if you guys are easily freaked out by stuff like this, I don't know if you should watch this. I guess we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it, and you guys can judge for yourself on what this is. Yeah. So when I asked my parents to describe what this craft looked like, they said that it was a golden brownish color. My dad described it as looking something like a crystal chandelier. And I guess what he meant by that is it looked very ornate. Like the lights looked very ornate and very like multi-dimensional, like prismatic. Repeatedly mentioned that it had 6 points, which I thought that was kind of interesting. It had like 6 different points where it had lights. The lights that were on this craft did not blink. So, you know, like when you look at the sky in modern times, you'll see airplanes and they have like blinking lights to let the air control people on the ground, know what's happening, I guess. I'm not really sure of all the details. The lights were just there. They were just like, bam, like in your face. They were just glowing with, all of its strength and power. My mom also, she really focused on the strength of the light. She said that it was extremely bright. She said it did not look earthly. She said it was otherworldly bright. What else did it do? Oh, it kept moving side to side. It would go back, disappear, it would come forward, and it almost seemed like it was going toward them. That's something my mom said. And at the time, I don't remember like what my reaction was. All I remember was that I was really curious about it, but my parents actually said that I was scared at the time, which I don't remember that, but apparently as a kid, I was scared of what I was seeing in the sky. I asked them if it had some kind of a sound. It did not have a sound of any kind. Nothing else really. That's pretty much just like what it looked like. So the last part of the story is that my dad went to get his photos developed, and he had specifically told them not to cut up the films to make sure that they were extra safe and whatnot. When he went back to get them, they had cut up the films and they were completely black. They were not developed. And yeah, all the photos disappeared. So it's up to you to decide what happened. Why did they do that, even though my dad had gone to the same people for 6 years with 0 problems? Very strange, a little suspicious, but who knows? So I hope you guys enjoyed story number 1, a little eerie indeed. The next 2 are stories or sightings that I had more recently, probably 7. That's not really that recent, but it's more recent than 17 years. This story also took place in Los Angeles. All of these stories took place in Los Angeles because that's where I grew up. Okay, so the second sighting, or these last 2 sightings actually, both took place in the same place. I know when I tell you guys the place, you guys are probably going to be like, really? Like, especially people who live in Los Angeles, you're going to think to yourself, yeah, right. Both of these sightings happen at the Americana, which, you guys, that's like a little shopping area in Glendale. It's like a little, city, or is that what it is? Or like a suburb? I don't even know how to describe it. For the second one, I was with like 5 other friends, and we were sitting on the balcony at the Barnes & Noble. If you guys have been there, then you know what I'm talking about. It's like probably like 4 or 5 stories up or something like that. We were sitting at the balcony outside. It was nighttime, and we were just kind of like chilling, drinking coffee, relaxing, talking, chatting, and suddenly I look out into the sky and I see these strange movements, and I was just like, whoa, you guys, do you see that? I couldn't believe what I was seeing, like right then and there with all these people around and this thing, but just like right there, like, whoa, like, wow, it's pretty brave to show up in that area, you know what I'm saying? This craft, or whatever it was, moved very strangely, and it moved extremely fast. It went from like one end of the whole sky to the other, then back, like zoom, stop, zoom, stop, zoom. I told my friends, I was like, that is a UFO, you guys. One of my friend's brother was there, and he said that it was probably like a firefly or something. And then I looked at, I considered it, because I like to consider everything when I look into things like this. And I read that fireflies don't really exist in Los Angeles. So, and plus I don't think a firefly could fly that large a distance. So I don't know, but that was something that I saw, and it was really creepy. I know I describe it right now and it just sounds really silly and everything, but when you're in that moment, it's very eerie. Every time that I've seen these crafts, man, it's just like a major reality check of like, whoa. Like, wow, is this real life right now? It's so trippy. It makes you feel like you're in a movie every time. The last one was creepier than the second one, right? The second one was pretty creepy, but the last one was creepier. And it was with my sister. Again, when we were at the Americana, we were walking, and I was looking at the sky, because that's what I do. I'm a major sky watcher. I always look at the sky when I'm outside. So if you guys ever meet me, you'll see me staring at the sky a lot because I always look for strange lights and things. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are the same way. I have a feeling I'm probably like the only weirdo who does that, but yeah, that's alright. So the last one, we were walking and just kind of chilling. I was looking at the sky and then I saw this dot with those erratic movements again, those weird butterfly movements. For a second, I couldn't believe my eyes. And I had a feeling, but like from my perception and like how I saw it, it just seemed like this craft was farther up, like it was farther away. Anyways, as soon as I saw it, I told my sister, I was like, look at that. And then she was freaked out too. Like we were both like so fascinated by it because it had those erratic butterfly movements once again. Just like the footage that you saw in this video, this craft zoomed away the same exact way, you guys. Light speed zooming away, right? Except this time, instead of making that horizontal curve like the footage showed, it made a straight up zoom. By just looking at it, you can tell that it just zoomed straight out into space, right? That's what it looked like, because it just went like straight up and disappeared, like poof. I know I probably sound insane after these stories, but I had witnesses for all of them, and I'm not saying that these are all necessarily exactly, you know, a result of extraterrestrial life or whatever. That is up for you to decide. But they're all a little interesting. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video is because I want to hear your stories. I love talking about weird things like this, so let me know in the comments below, have you guys ever had any strange sightings or encounters? Once again, you guys, please be sure to check out Jessie V's video. I personally cannot wait to jump on that and watch it myself because I love her paranormal videos. Well, all the videos really, but I especially love her paranormal videos. You guys, if you have any other requests for different kind of videos, whether they be DIY videos or maybe even more storytime videos, let me know in the comments below and I will do my very best to make it happen. You guys can find all of my social media and PO box information in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. I love you guys to the moon, and I will see you soon. Keep styling. Thumbnail time! How do we do this?